A question that I get all the time from people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s is, am I too late to become a SOC analyst? Did I miss the window? In short, no, you did not. But I am going to be completely honest with you about what hiring actually looks like, what is working against you, what is working in your favor, and what you need to do right now if you are starting later than most. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, hello, my name is Steven, and I've been working in cybersecurity for over a decade, mainly within the security operations domain. On this channel, you'll find videos on career guidance, lab walkthroughs, and projects that you can tackle and put onto your resume. I also run a free community for aspiring SOC analysts called the MyD for SOC community. So if you want to be surrounded with like-minded individuals working towards the same goal, I would highly recommend checking it out, and the link will be in the description down below. So to start, I want to give you a clearer picture of what the SOC industry actually looks like, because if you've only seen it through movies, TV, or social media, you're getting a pretty narrow view. The people that I worked alongside in real security operations centers were a mix of every age, background, and career path that you can imagine. We had former teachers, military, retail managers, and finance people. The team that I worked on early on in my career had folks in their 20s and people in their 50s. And honestly, the older analysts were often the ones that the rest of us went to when we got stuck, because they had experiences that made them better at handling pressure and talking to stakeholders. Now let's talk about what age actually does in hiring, because I want to be completely transparent with you, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that bias does not exist, because it absolutely does. There are companies out there that have age preferences. Some companies even have hiring patterns around race, background, or where you went to school. But that shouldn't be the reason to stop trying. That is just the unfortunate reality that you're working within. And the people who succeed in this field are the ones who acknowledge that, hey, the bias does exist, and go around it by being undeniable. Now, what hiring managers may think about is whether or not you can adapt to a fast-moving technical field. And honestly, this is where some career changers actually do struggle. Cybersecurity is a never-stop learning industry. The tools change, the threats change, and the frameworks change. If you are coming from a stable career where you mastered something 10 years ago and have just been coasting on it, that adjustment is going to be real. So the question is not, am I too old? It is, do I love this enough to keep learning forever? And am I willing to take a potential pay cut for this? If you genuinely love this field, if you love the learning, if you love the investigation work, you are gonna make it. Maybe not as fast as you thought, maybe not as easy as you thought, but if you put in the reps, go out of your way to network, pick up a cert here and there to show that you're committed, and build up a handful of solid projects that you can showcase your work, you will be fine. In fact, one of my students, Florentine, made this transition. He came from retail, he had his marketing degree, and he successfully landed a SOC analyst role. I've actually interviewed him on this channel, and I'll leave a link to that video down below. He didn't get there because he had some unfair advantage. He got there because he was committed to the process and he loved the work. Now, starting later in your career can actually give you advantages that someone fresh out of school does not have. And the biggest one is actually communication. If you have spent 10 or 15 years in any kind of professional work environment, you know how to talk to people. You know how to write an email that is not a wall of text. You know how to handle a difficult conversation with a manager or a customer. And that right there is one of the top things that hiring managers look for in a SOC analyst. And most fresh grads don't even have that yet. The next one is professionalism. You know how to show up, you know how to meet deadlines, and you know how to handle stress without falling apart. These are not technical things, but they are massively important in a real SOC environment where things can move fast and get extremely hectic, and people are counting on you. And then there is perspective. If you're coming from finance, you understand business risk. If you're coming from healthcare, you'll understand compliance. If you're coming from retail or customer service, then you'll understand how to handle frustrated stakeholders. Every one of these things translates into security work, and it can give you context that someone fresh out of school does not have. So if you are starting later, here is what I need you to focus on. And I am going to be direct with you because you do not have time to waste on the wrong things. The first one is to stop comparing yourself to people on a different timeline. Florentine got there because he focused on his own progress and not anyone else's. If you spend your energy worrying about what other people are doing, you are not spending it on the things that will actually move the needle. The next one is proof of work. This is the same advice that I give everyone, but it matters even more for career changers. You cannot rely on a degree, unfortunately, or previous job titles to carry you. You need to be able to walk into an interview and say, here is an investigation that I've completed, and here is what I found and learned. That means working on home labs, that means documenting your projects, that means a portfolio on GitHub or LinkedIn that shows that you can actually do the work. This is what closes the gap between you and a candidate who has a computer science degree. And finally, do lean into your background. Don't hide it. When you are in an interview and someone asks you about your gap between your last career and cybersecurity, tell them about what you learned, what you bring to the table, and why you were pivoting. Hiring managers do respect intentional career changers way more than people assume. So, is it too late to become a SOC analyst? No. And if you are wondering where to actually start, I want to give you a few options because there is no single right path here. If you are completely new to the field and you have never worked in IT in your life, your first move should be building a foundation. That means a course or a program that covers IT fundamentals, networking, and general cybersecurity. CompTIA has a certification path where you can try to achieve the A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus, which is what a lot of people strive for when trying to learn the basics. And Professor Messer on YouTube has free courses on all of them, which I would highly recommend. The point is to make sure that you understand the fundamentals before you try and specialize. You cannot investigate a network attack if you don't understand how a network works. And once you do have that foundation, then you can look into SOC-specific training. And honestly, it doesn't have to be mine. There are many great resources out there. What matters is that you do pick a structured path and you stick with it. But I will tell you what I personally believe, and that is that your time is the most valuable asset. Watching random YouTube videos, Reddit threads, and gathering free resources will definitely help you. But for intentional learning, you'll want structure. You'll need a clear path, and you need someone telling you what to focus on next so you're not wasting hours on the wrong things. Investing in yourself with a structured program, whatever you choose, is gonna help you get there faster than piecing it all together for free. Now, if you do want to check out what I built, the MyD for Forge is designed for exactly this purpose. It's for those who want a clear timeline and real practice. You get access to the SOC simulator with simulated clients running Splunk, Microsoft Sentinel, and Defender XDR. So you are working with real alerts in real environments. We have a structured 90-day SOC Accelerator program as well. You get resume and report feedback from me directly, and we run monthly Capture the Flags events so you can apply what you learned right away. But whatever path that you pick, the most important thing is that you start. Pick a direction and commit to it. That is it for the video, and I hope that you found that informative. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribe if you want to. Remember to stay curious and do things differently.